why I started eating meat again. It was around like 15 pounds that I had lost, and just being hyper obsessed with your food is not healthy. Hello everyone! Today is Vlogmas day 4. If you don't know who I am, my name is Michelle Reed and I make college videos. I'm doing Vlogmas this year, so if you want to subscribe and stick around, you definitely should. Today's video is going to be a little bit different. Today I actually have one of my finals and I have class all day, like from 12 o'clock to 9 o'clock at night, and so really isn't a ton of time to actually vlog. And so I figured for this vlog, I actually want to talk about something that I have wanted to talk about here on YouTube for a little bit. Really never talked about this on YouTube, and I'm actually about to leave for class, and so I'm gonna do it as quickly as I can. And that was gonna be why I started eating meat again and my relationship with food and how I've kind of changed my mindset on these things. I also just want to ask you guys to please be nice in the comments. If you actually watch this whole video, there are a lot of science and like health things and just me personally, things with me that have made me make this choice, and it's not just something I'm doing really like easily. And I also think that everyone's diet and how they choose to eat is up to them, and I don't like this environment of judging people for what they eat, and it really makes me sad that that's how community works here on YouTube. And so I'm just gonna be honest and say that, yeah, let's just all treat each other with love and kindness, because the world is already hard enough and we don't need YouTube to make it even harder. I'm gonna go through my entire eating history of kinds of things that I ate, when I started being healthy, when I think I kind of got obsessed with eating, and just kind of where I'm at right now. My junior year of high school, I really started to be more health conscious. I was watching a lot of YouTube videos on just like what I eat in a day, kind of looking at the vegetarian vegan lifestyle. I thought it was really cool, and I'm definitely someone who really likes to commit to new goals. And so people always ask me like, hey Michelle, why did you start being a vegetarian? So I watched a lot of those videos and I just gradually started eating healthier. I started eating more whole foods, but I wasn't necessarily vegetarian. And then it was my senior year of high school that I decided that I was going to stop eating meat and just try it. I really like trying new things. I think it's fun to like see if you can do things that you've already been used to, just things like that. And so I really just decided to try it for that reason. I also really did believe that it would be a healthier lifestyle. It would make me eat more vegetables, and so that is what I did. And I really did eat healthy. I know a lot of times when people turn to eating a vegetarian diet, they just eat a lot of carbs, but I was really good about eating vegetables, eating fruit, and eating sources that still had protein in it. And so that is when I decided to be a vegetarian. It's also when I started to work out a lot more. I'd always grown up in a family where everyone kind of worked out. That was just kind of what we did. And after I knew in college that I would not be dancing anymore, and I think that being active is really important. And so I started running, and now I still pretty much run about 3 to 4 miles every day. It really helps my mental state, and I think it's really important. I don't think I've ever gotten obsessive about working out. I never was insecure about the way my body looked. I really just worked out simply for my mental state. It really helped clear my mind. And so that is what I did to help me. So yeah, I'm still a huge proponent for working out, even if you're doing something simple. I think any way that gets you active is super important, and even living in New York now, just walking every day is really important for me personally. However, with food, whenever I went to college, it was a lot different. I was cooking a lot of my own meals, and I was also, the thing about grocery shopping in New York City, you can't buy a lot of stuff. You can only buy enough that you can hold bringing home, and so it really limits the amount of stuff you can bring. And whenever you're busy in college, I don't even have a meal plan at my school. Like, they don't offer one. It's not like I just didn't choose to do it. Freshman year, I was kind of learning that like grocery shopping is kind of a hassle, and it's something that's difficult. And so I don't think I was eating all of the nutrients I needed, especially when I was eating a vegetarian diet, because there are things that you need. Like, you do need protein, you do need magnesium and iron, things that you don't really think about. So I was just kind of eating random stuff. Still eating healthy. I never was eating like chips and stuff like that. I've just never been a junk food person. I do have a sweet tooth. Yeah, that continued through freshman year. Sophomore year, I definitely got a little bit better with eating. I was really eating full-on meals and like trying to actually carve out the time to grocery shop and do that more. And so I was eating more, but my second semester of my sophomore year, I really noticed that I was losing a lot of weight. Even whenever I look back on my videos, I don't want to talk about how much I weighed, but it was around like 15 pounds that I had lost, and I wasn't even trying. And I think if you're in college, you can kind of relate to that. It's easy to gain weight and drop weight really quickly just because you're in such a weird point of your life that a lot of different things are going on. And so I noticed that I was a lot thinner and I just felt really week. I was still working out probably about 4 times a week at this point. I want to be very matter of fact by stating that this was not an issue of body image. Obviously I have insecurities, but I know that my worth is in Jesus, and this was just simply the fact that I was trying to be healthy because I wanted to be my best state. I want to be the most productive throughout the day. I wanted to be my best self. I think eating healthy helps your skin. It helps a lot of things, but for me, it wasn't because I was trying to lose weight. It wasn't because I was trying to look a certain way. And so fast forward to now, I'm actually my senior year, technically my junior year, because I'm graduating early. And you guys know I have been going through some insomnia issues. I've always been weird at sleeping, but it got really bad this semester. It went about 2 months of me just really not getting enough sleep throughout the night, staying up, not being able to fall asleep. And so I finally decided to go to the doctor and just get a blood test done. And I had previously gotten one back home over the summer for a physical, and it didn't really reveal anything that was really abnormal. However, I had a really bad doctor experience, and that could be a whole another story. I think I talked about it in a vlog actually, but it was just a very inappropriate doctor experience. So I didn't really trust my feedback on that. And so I actually went here in the city. I found a great doctor. She's awesome. I know sometimes it can be hard to find a doctor in the city, so feel free to DM me on Instagram and I will tell you where I went. She's really understanding. I talked about my sleep stuff. I talked about my health. I talked about being a pescetarian because at this point I was eating fish. And so she did the blood test, and then a week later I noticed that my iron levels were a little low, which is something that I've never really been aware of. And so I was very transparent with her, and I just asked her like, hey, do you think that eating meat in just like small quantities is going to like help me sleep again? It would definitely help with the lack of iron that I was having. The lack of iron could be causing the sleep issues, and also deficiency in magnesium could also be making me more anxious at night. And so that is what she told me, but she told me like either way it's up to me. I can always take supplements if I want to. As of a couple weeks ago, I started to slowly put meat back into my diet, both red meat and white meat. Is that what it's called? I've been a vegetarian too long. And yeah, I'm not like eating crazy amounts, but it is something that I'm just not worrying about anymore. And the reason why I'm telling you guys this is because I feel like a year ago there was this kind of transition on YouTube of people educating people on how to eat, but a lot of times these people didn't have, you know, the nutrition knowledge. They didn't have science behind it, and if they did have the science behind it, it was biased. Like, your diet is your diet for a reason, and I guess me coming on here is inviting people to judge mine, but yeah, I just don't think that's necessary. I think especially as women, we are very critical of one another, which is sad. I always think of Adeline's merch that says girls support girls. I really want to get one of those because I think it's really cute. But yeah, it's just like, I think we should support each other and listen to each other's stories and be vulnerable and listen and empathetic. I also want to preface, I've never had an eating disorder, and that is just not something that I've dealt with, but I have been someone who has been hypercritical of myself in terms of wanting to eat healthy, not necessarily to look a certain way, but because I just thought that's what you were supposed to do. That's what I had watched from YouTube videos, and so I'm still eating healthy. I just wanted to be transparent with you guys because I do talk a lot about food. I do talk a lot about my meals and what I eat a day, because I think that food is fuel. I don't want to like hide what I'm eating from you guys and pretend to be something that I'm not. And so obviously insomnia is also a complex issue. I'm just trying to address it from the most natural way possible, and I would much rather try to change my diet and figure out more holistic solutions rather than actually trying to take like a sleeping med, because that's not something that I ever want to do. And just being hyper obsessed with your food is not healthy. I was thinking of a verse in the Bible that talks about not like worrying about what you're going to eat the next day. It's in Luke, and I think that's a very simple verse, but I think it's true. It's like, it's not good to obsess over it that much. And so I hope you guys still love me and support me. I'm probably not going to read the comments on this because I have read other comments on videos of people saying how they shifted their diet and people were just vicious. And so this is just my story, and I think it's important even amidst the Christmas season and Vlogmas and holiday to talk about important issues. And I think food and your relationship with food is really important, and it's something that I wanted to talk about. Hope you guys enjoyed this, and I will see you guys in my next video, which will be tomorrow. I love you guys and wish me luck on this presentation. Bye guys.